Appleton, the Lincoln City boss, with us early in the season, second in the table. I know that sort of stuff doesn't count till 46, but I thought when you look at the season at the end, you always want great away performances, and I thought you got that from your team today.
Yeah, I thought we were good from the first minute onwards. Really pleasing thing from our point of view. I felt we should have been 2 or 3 up at half time comfortably, and I don't say that like in jest, like we generally should have been 2 or 3 up, and we got in. And it was 1-0. Obviously we knew that they changed the tempo because it was a little bit slow in the first half, which sort of suited us anyway because we had the opportunity to break at times, but then to go through the disappointment of firstly not going 2 up, so we had a couple of great opportunities to go 2 up, Harry being one of them, but then to concede the goal, to take that blow on the chin, regroup a little bit, and then go on and win the game. And like I say, we had a few other opportunities to go and win it as well, was good. There's no doubt about it. There was 2 opportunities from outside the box that Alex had to make good saves, but I think it would have been a bit of a travesty for us to lose the game, or certainly not take anything out of the game today.
Yeah, I said to Tommy when it was 1-1 after the goal, and we'll come to that in a bit, it was a relatively young team because Bridcut had come off at that stage. I think Jackson was probably the oldest player on the pitch, and I said the manager's going to learn a lot about the character of these players in the next 20 minutes or so. Yeah,
and like I say, they tick the boxes. We spoke about taking responsibility on whether you're playing in your natural position or you're shifting to somewhere else. I think we knew exactly what was coming today, and that was the biggest bonus. We worked really hard on the field and off the field today, and on their shape and how they play, and I think it paid off because we looked relaxed at times, even though they were having a lot of possession, but it was everything. It was similar to Oxford, where it was in front of us, so the big chances in the game pretty much came to us, and that was because of the work that we put in out off the ball.
We thought the foul on Conor McGran was possibly more of a penalty than the penalty
100%,
itself.
Absolutely 100%, yeah. And to be fair, I've not even seen the Conor one again, I've not even seen the penalty again, but that was the one that I was a little bit confused about. I was never a penalty. How it wasn't a penalty, sorry.
Yeah, it was a terrific ball for the run through from Tom, who, as we talked about in other games, is really at his peak of his game, it feels.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of them where, we've got two strikers, at different sort of ends of the career in terms. I might be a bit harsh actually with Tom. He's not as old as probably what he looks at times, but no, it's one of them where they're both chomping at the bit, and I think there is ways of us playing with both of them at times. I think that'll probably progress over the season, and we'll see at times where we, go 4-4-2 or whatever it may be, go with a 3 at the back, whatever it may be. I think there's a little bit of rotation within the group that we can use to try and get them to playing together at times.
The goal they scored, it felt to us like offside. Some people have said Ioma may have played them on, we're not sure, but it certainly felt offside.
Yeah, again, I've not looked at it. I suppose obviously when we get the win, you don't really need to look at them type of things straight after the game. So, but I will have a look at it and see if we could have done better. I felt we could have done better in the build up to it. I thought there was a couple of people dangling the legs, not really want to put the foot through it, or be positive and try and find a forward pass. So I'll give a proper opinion once I've seen it for good, but the reality is we dealt with it really well and come back and won the game.
You made a couple of substitutions together. Was that obviously attacking, but also with the mind that they were causing Sean quite a few problems with balls over the top of him?
Yeah, exactly. I think Sean, that's part of his education. He's going to get better. His distances he was a little bit too narrow, and his distances weren't quite right today, and he couldn't really get out to the wing back. But again, like I say, it's education, and I knew Max was watching the game and he was diligent, and he's very athletic and quick, and I thought Max was great when he come on and he dealt with that really well. And obviously it was an opportunity to bring Callum on the pitch, because we knew it'd only take one pass. They kept quite a high line. Luckily we got the win.
And we talked pretty much, didn't we, about Harry Anderson, his evolution as a player, and he kept going. Obviously had the chance to score, which the keeper did well in, but there's another great ball that was asking for Tom to head home.
Yeah, no, it was great, and he was probably a little bit worried and hoping that he could do that anyway, because he had a couple of opportunities in the first half where he certainly didn't quite hit the target. I remember the one across the box into George. I'm like, come on, it's another tap in for us. But again, H is one of them characters who seems to be able to deal with that, and if he makes a mistake, he can deal with it. And like you just said it then, his quality for that ball to the far post was really good.
I don't want to get you in trouble with the FA, but I'll have a go. At the end, I actually had a word with the referee. One of the things that struck us, I think I lost count of yellow cards. That's probably the answer. It didn't feel like a game where I should lose count of yellow cards. It wasn't a dirty game.
It wasn't at all, and I don't think there was a bad tackle in the whole game. It was like, I don't know if that's because there was no crowds in it. It doesn't feel that way, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes, it's easy for the refs to bring the yellow cards out, but just fortunately for both sides of the post, there wasn't a red one.
Fantastic start to the season though, wins in the league, win albeit on penalties in the EFL, and obviously you're doing in the league as well, League Cup.
Yeah, no, definitely, no, it's good, it's a great start. I'm not trying to play that down, that's important, we get off to a good start, but I can play down, it is a start, and I'd certainly rather start the way we're doing instead of trying to play catch up. So big week ahead of us, really exciting week for everyone. It's just such a shame that we couldn't see 10,000 in Sinsel on Thursday, but I'm sure they'll be watching from a distance, and hopefully we can put a performance that they can be happy and proud with.
Yeah, I mean, lots of questions to come about it, but I'll throw one at them. I'm hearing that Josh has signed for them at 35-45 million. You'd love that money, and obviously Alcantara, they're talking about both of them possibly making their debuts on Thursday. That's not a bad two players to sign, is it really?
No, it's not, and it's it just shows obviously the gulf in the two sides, and I've just asked to answer the question there about whether there's an opportunity for us, and I think that the biggest opportunity would have been obviously we had the fans in the stadium to make it a really intimidating atmosphere. That's not going to happen, so we're going to have to be diligent, we're going to have to work really hard off the ball, we're going to have a little bit of luck, and again Palms is going to have a good day.
It might be so odd to mention, but I just want to mention the Charlton game because obviously we've had some games today elsewhere that have had fans in 1,000. I don't know how they've gone, but if they could have the opportunity, I'm sure Lincoln would try and do it, and it would just be nice, wouldn't it? Like Hopper scoring, 10 minutes to go, it needed the fans behind to have the celebration, but it'd be nice if that's possible to have that at the next home game in the league.
Yeah, no, it would be, and I think as a county as well, I know the figures have gone up slightly over the last month or so, but if you compare it to the rest of the country, it is low, and we are low as a county and a city, so yeah, I don't see there being a major issue for that. I know as a football club we're ready and prepared for that, and the guys have worked really hard, so hopefully we get the opportunity to do it.